It's looking like the news cycle for Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is just starting to ramp up. Earlier this week, we got a gameplay trailer for Lord Drakon, and it was awesome. On top of that, the developers for the game, nWay, have just done a live stream over on Twitch TV. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to check out the whole thing. They play a bunch of matches with the already announced characters. Justin Wong is there, and of course, Yipes is there as well, which is awesome. I have to say the gameplay looks fantastic right now. I'm very happy to see that Gia looks like she's gonna have an awesome moveset because I was very excited to play Gia. If you haven't seen the gameplay, I mean, this alone should tell you everything you need to know about Gia. She's gonna be super long range, and she's gonna be able to combo people from that range, and it's gonna be beautiful, and I can't wait to play that character. But they released this graphic to tease a future event that they're doing right now called Morph Madness. It's a giveaway event that mentions characters already in the game. Lord Drakon, Jason Lee Scott, Gia Moran, and Tommy Oliver, but there are 4 other characters mentioned on this graphic. That's Ranger Slayer, the White Ranger from SPD, Mastodon Sentry, and Goldar. So let's talk about the characters individually for a minute. The White Ranger from SPD is surprising to me because I always thought that they were going to have 1 Ranger per color, excluding villains and characters who fill other roles. For example, Ranger Slayer and Lord Drakon, I wouldn't really count them as the Pink Ranger or the White Ranger in this game because that's not the role that they're fulfilling. But Kat, the White Ranger from SPD, absolutely is filling the White Ranger role. So I don't think we're going to get an additional White Ranger. I think White Rangers are done, which is a bit disappointing to me because I really wanted to see Trent, but yeah, what are you gonna do? And Masodon Sentry, based on my research, because I wasn't familiar with the character, appears to be a generic soldier character. So I don't know why they would make a Mastodon Sentry a playable character, and I don't think they did, because one of the other characters we see on this graphic is Goldar, but we've also seen Goldar in-game. You might have noticed in the background footage that I'm showing you right now, each player has Goldar in the HUD just below their name. I don't know what this mechanic is, but it appears to be a mechanic in the game that's some type of extra support thing on top of the already 2 assists you have. We don't know what it does, but we do know that someone on the stream accidentally clicked the button, but it didn't do anything. It was clearly a mistake because they all laughed about it afterwards, and Justin Wong kind of like nudged at the guy. I'm sorry, I didn't get his name, but he was the guy basically running the stream. He's like, hey, you clicked the wrong button, dude.
What's up?
You pressed the wrong button.
Oh. Anyway.
So this is clearly some mechanic we're not meant to know about yet, and after that mistake happened, they reminded everybody in the chat that, hey, we're going to be doing streams like this in the future, and to me that sounded like, hey, don't worry, that mechanic will be explained to you in the future. So I don't think we're actually going to get Mastodon Sentry or Goldar as playable characters. However, I do think we will get Ranger Slayer, which is one of the other characters mentioned on this graphic, and I do think we will get the White Ranger from SPD. Regardless, none of these characters are officially confirmed, although Ranger Slayer is almost definitely happening. I would be shocked if Ranger Slayer was not playable. There's so much evidence for her right now. SPD White Ranger is a little bit up in the air. I do not think that Mastodon Sentry or Goldar will be playable. It's a little bit sad times right now because I saw that graphic and I got so excited about confirmed characters, but looking at this graphic in its entirety, taking into the context, of course, Goldar being one of the support things that we don't quite know what does yet, means that this graphic doesn't really mean anything. For all we know, Cat Ranger or White Ranger from SPD is just going to end up being a support thing. Goldar is probably just a support thing at this point, and the same thing can be said for Mastodon Sentry. I would say that Ranger Slayer is almost definitely still playable because of the Pink Ranger skin. This has a lot of roster implications, so I'm going to do a wish list or prediction list video tomorrow about Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. So if you're new around here, subscribe for that. If you could leave a like on the video, I would very much appreciate it. It helps other people find it. My name has been Bilbzy, and I'll see you in the next video.